fluency on the map of Split, though certainly Sentinels has like a longer standing history of doing so, and so you would say maybe their consistency is like slightly higher against big level competition. But again, as Bach was kind of indicating, they've already played Split against each other very recently, and it with the distance and then some, right? Both teams able to really match that defensive win rate. Both teams got 8 rounds defensively in that matchup, just couldn't really get the attack going as much, but Sentinels eking it out in overtime. So I could definitely see similar vibes here to what we saw in Haven, where we could wind up with a very close match, but it's one of those things where it's hard to bet against Sentinels right now. Just the way that they're playing, the way that they were able to get such a massive lead, give it up, but then recover, it's just going to be so hard to see. And this is one of those maps where Shazam will get to play the Jet because, you know, it's one of those maps where you're not going to see the Sova. Zom's obviously staying on the Astra. Dapper obviously staying on the Cypher. Sit getting back to where he started. Sage, an agent that he absolutely mastered in the beginnings of Valorant and gets to bring it back out. And then Tens is one of those duelists that can basically just pick whatever he's feeling on the day. He's decided that Rain is the thing he wants to go for here. And really no change up from Cloud9 either, other than what we normally expect, right? Still keeping that double duelist composition, the flash and dash with the Breach and the Jet and the Raze, which is still very powerful in this meta. Astra just adds to that. Mitch, you know, classic Killjoy. Definitely kind of a Swiss Army knife as far as the roles he's played for Cloud9 throughout his time on the organization. But definitely he feels really at home on Killjoy. So again, no real shockers in the agent select there. One other thing to note here, Tanner, if you want a bit of history, Cloud9 Blue has never beaten Sentinels, ever. From the day one of Valorant to today. Obviously, the Cloud9 roster are a lot different than it used to be. But yeah, this organization's never gotten one over on Sentinels yet. They've only even won really like a couple of maps out of 13 played against each other. So they have to really battle against history here, Tanner.
Ooh, yeah, this would be one for the books outside of qualifying for Iceland, but for Cloud9 to be able to take down the Sentinel squad for the first time ever. So we kick things off nice and early. Shazam going to be on the receiving end of a bit of damage. And unfortunately for Cloud9 Blue, they don't have the Sage. They don't have the heal for Leaf, sitting on 7 HP. There's the wall up. The Nano Swarm to try and delay, and Mitch with the awkward angle. Able to find Tens, takes one down, and so much damage with utility and more to follow up. It's just a couple more to close things out. The fault line going to be a bit of friendly fire, but it's all up to Dapper, who has to do so much. Unfortunately, not able to do that. It's a 3K for Poise, and after a very close Haven, Cloud9 are able to pick up the pistol.
Yeah, I feel like Mitch timed out that Nano Swarm so well. He kind of let them have control of B-Heaven and put that wall down on the stairwell, and then they put that combo out there, the Nano Swarm and the paint shells, and really kind of trapped Sentinels inside of it with their commitment. And then Poise, again, only been playing professional Valorant since February. No real prior experience. I think he played on a couple of mixed teams here and there, but never at, you know, this type of level on this regular of a basis. But again, kind of known as like that pub star that had so much potential just based on how he performed on the ladder. And that's a big hat trick for him to kick things off, being a map down.
And when we're looking at games of inches, whether it be Haven in that last one, Split in the last time these guys played each other, that pistol round and the one to follow this anti-eco could be enough to eke out a victory. So a great way for Cloud9 Blue to start. And I think the analyst decks actually had noted it in the last. It was 12-14 and a very standard kind of old meta composition. Floppy has since been playing the Astra, so that's the one change. It was Omen last time they played. Now Sentinels have something else to worry about here. As it's a very slow push. The information now given that they have taken Heaven as the slow orb goes through to try and stop a rotation, but they could still go through these ropes. That Spike hanging out for just a second, and Sick taking way too much damage. Needs to back away, heal up.
All right.
And Sentinels are going to rethink their options.
Yeah, the thing is, they can just keep this 3-man A defense really in play because they have that push in B lobby, so they feel pretty confident that they will have, you know, what they need control-wise there. Yeah, they don't know what's going on necessarily at middle or B heaven, so they have to be a little bit, you know, scared about the pivot. But all in all, C9 Blue are pretty well set up in this round. But, you know, Sentinels have still not suffered a casualty. They've already gotten a lot of map control. That turret will kind of alarm things here. Mitch peeking with it, able to get some damage in, but still no frags have rung out. Finally, Mitch collects onto Tins. But Sentinels have a lot of space to perhaps break out with, but they're running out of time.
Yeah, and it's just the dance around the billboard there. That sign, although wall bangable, the classics can't get too much done. A 3K for Mitch. And they make it hurt for one. Poise did fall, but he just had the frenzy. So I'm wondering what he's going to be bringing into this next round. But this is where things get started. This is where we get to see Sentinels come online as they're going to have full rifles.
Yeah, indeed, full rifles across the board. No operator for Shazam, but that's not really going to be too much of a problem for him, as it is going to be that bonus round. Poise with the judge, so probably looking to get aggressive with that. You'd have to imagine he's been playing towards the A ramps with that weapon, looking to try to get in someone's face. As a judge, we know how potent that weapon can be in the right hands. Looks like some B aggression also coming out here from Cloud9 Blue. See them trying to get that alarm bot out there, maybe play off it, but a good slow orb from Sick kind of thwarts them from getting in there. And in the meantime, Sentinels will take heavy mid control off the back of Zoms' smoke inside that vent position. They get into B heaven quickly. Turret already down. They're burning some of the utility of their opposition here once they've gotten into mail, but still no commitment just yet. But again, a lot of early map control from Sentinels. They even have ropes now as well.
And just about all the utility thrown out. No more slow orbs from Sick.
Right.
Lear goes through. It's another bit of utility use. Now going to be taken off the board. No more left as Leaf playing a close angle. Has the paint shell. Zom's able to pick up one. Right click from the classic, and the damage starting to come on through Leaf. Looking to go to work as Dapper finds him. The backstab from this A ramps area. Nice flashpoint coming out from Zeta. Ooh. Dropping the spike on the floor. Now they got to make a play for it, and Shazam is still wary of the flank. 65 HP is where the Jet finds himself as he's stuck inside the ropes. Now the spike down in heaven, and Sentinels got to figure something out. As you pointed out, Dapper on the flank, the big loop all the way around, but 85 health and 9 armor is all Sentinels have to work with here in a 1v2.
Dude, Dapper's been so good. His flank's gotten 2 kills, and he spotted Mitch so fast with that camera, meaning that Mitch's flank has been riddled useless as far as getting the jump on them. However, the health is definitely favoring Mitch in this battle.
That turret might get a kill here. No, it's going to be Mitch instead, swinging off of it, and it's a 2K to close it out. The bonus to Cloud9. They continue their winning ways.
Yeah, it's the battle of the Sentinel roles there. Mitch basically versus Dapper as far as who could have the most impact. Again, Dapper able to get that flank up A ramps when so much, attention was being put on that ropes position by Leaf. He was able to kind of come in behind here, get a really big kill to help open up this A site for Sentinel so he can have very fast map control, but Leaf is doing such a good job stalling them out until Dapper swings on through. But again, Mitch's flank got foiled, at least information-wise. But again, the health was just not there. Mitch able to sort out those duels and keeps Cloud9 Blue ahead here, 3-0, winning the bonus. And Sentinels looking to go at it again, man. They're not looking to, take a save. They want to go right back at Cloud9 Blue. They know they forced a lot of rebuying out of them, and they want to see if they can't punish that and try to close the gap on the scoreboard quickly. If this fails, though, Cloud9 Blue are definitely going to jump up to 5-0.
And round 4 is typically that round where you do see those sheriffs come out if you just lost the bonus. But like you pointed out, Sentinels bringing a bit more into this one. And I think just trying to get some done with the daggers. But unfortunately, Shazam to fall, Leaf picking that one up. And once more, just proving, while we can't stop saying his name, 10's on the board now, Sheriff in hand. Usually good for a few with that weapon, and a Vandal on the ground means there could be options for upgrade. A couple of flashpoints tossed out. Now Zeta forced to back away. No utility, but a fault line left to his name. And Sentinels looking to make this one hurt and could get something done here as they rotate.
Yeah, they're going to be able to rotate. There's utility in place to really kind of slow down this attack into B, giving up time for Mitch to rotate back into the site here. Floppy not able to necessarily swing on B heaven, but he's able to guard the stairwell. Lockdown puts into play as well, making it very difficult to commit to the plant here. They actually have to kind of back off the B lobby, and Floppy uses that to his advantage to go ahead and collect onto 10s. No players detained, but again, it just gets so much time for Mitch to get into position to take care of business. And so just all in all, Cloud9 Blue played that round to perfection. That'll jump them up to 4. And actually, I didn't realize this, but Xenos Economy was better than I thought. Even with that full Spectre bot, because they've hit max loss bonus, they're actually still able to get the operator in Shazam's hands and get Phantoms and Vandal across the board. So actually a good calculation to go for those Spectres. My mistake, as they'll still come full force here. But again, the Cloud9 Blue momentum is definitely building.
Yeah, now, I mean, I guess in your defense for
Don't
the
save
economy...
me. It's over.
No, you take a look, and it does hurt a little bit, right? That plant definitely helps, and it allows them to buy those Spectres, but you see Sick without a barrier orb here in this round, so, I mean, that one bit of utility can mean so much for that Sage. We've seen what the Sage players, at the very least in North America, if you've only been watching this,
Ooh.
As Shazam says, watch this. Floppy taken off the board. Poison Leaf, though, right back to work. It's going to be traded a 2 for 2 overall, but some more kills to follow. The kill feed flooded. And now we're in a 2v2 early in this round. 1 minute and 15 left. But a 1v2, it's only sick, but only feels like an entire squad as he looks to turn
he knows.
Tail and head over towards this B side. He has the spike in hand, and he might catch Zeta off guard. Zeta thinking... I don't know if he could spot that cross there.
They're playing like multi-dimensional chess right now with each other. Lots of mind games happening here, but at least Sick kind of knew what was going on. He's going to go for the plant. He's going to go into back halls. Can Zeta retake? He's already dumped all his utility, so it comes down to just a straight-up gunfight. There's a heal available for Sick if he takes early damage and he's able to get away, heal up, and come back. So he kind of gets a couple of different stabs at this.
When he's thinking he's to the left, he peeks to the right, and Zay finds the kill. What a huge round. And again, Sentinels remain scoreless here. 5-0 for Cloud9 Blue.
Again, we talked about how both these teams are very defensive heavy on split. Both these teams are around that 70% win rate marker on the defense. And even in their previous engagement not so long ago in the Challengers 2 Grand Finals, both teams getting that 8-round number on the defense. And again, overtime was required to determine things in the end. So it's one of those things, though, where even if you know the defense is where you're going to kind of make your money, so to speak, you have to at least put yourself in position to do so. And so Sentinels are running out of space to get those, attacking rounds they require to stay competitive. And they're going to have to come into this one with just some shares and a couple of Spectres. And again, Cloud9 Blue are just playing this hat to perfection. They've been so good at just brawling when they've needed to in middle, using their utility to stall things out at B. The rotations have been on point. The big retake from Mitch a few rounds ago. Just everything's going according to plan. But as I say that, Dapper gets a pick with the Sheriff. He gets the neural death off as well, giving vital information to his teammates. Zeta, though, able to get the pick, at least equal the numbers. And again, firepower certainly favors Cloud9 Blue. That's a showstopper off the board, though. So that kind of limits the defense just a tad bit, but Zeta seems up to the task no matter.
And the Sheriffs that were online for the Duelists, not going to find much there. Zeta picks up 3 on the round. Zombs is able to trade it back and upgrade from the Spectre to the Phantom. Oh, and Boys feeling the need to pop the daggers here. And this one has the Operator, but now the Knives online. The only player playing over towards this A site for now. A rotation coming on through. Floppy looking to back him up. There's the op shot. Lands true on target. And the last 2 now corralled up towards heaven. Don't really have anywhere to go as Dapper looks to jump. Peek Sick gets spotted out, taken down. Now Dapper needs to be the hero. 0 armor. He was resurrected in the round. Where's the return on investment? It's not going to be enough. It's 6 in a row for Cloud9 Blue, but as you stated before, Dust, it was 8-4 for both of these teams on defense. And the last time these teams met here, Cloud9 won 7 in a row before Sentinels started to pick up a few rounds, and then they ended up winning. So for Sentinels fans, nothing to hang your head about just yet. For Cloud9 fans, you're not out of the woodworks just yet, although you're up 6-0.
Oh, you're feeling it right now. I mean, yeah, Floppy's been a bit quiet, but again, he's still adjusting to the game. Everyone else is doing exactly what they need to do. The stars are there. Leaf and Poise are at that 7 mark. Mitch is continuing to frag out as well. So, like you said, everything's kind of going according to plan from Cloud9 Blue's perspective. They've been able to win on all fronts in all aspects of the game. Whether it's, again, the early skirmishes at middle or on the extremities, or whether it's the retake. I mean, everything's been there for them. Their efficiency is just so high right now. Shazam looking for a pick over there into mail room through the smoke. Not going to land, but no harm, no foul. Leaf, though, in this corner. Could get Graveled out of position. Could be a problem. Shazam dodges a stun, but cannot get the kill on that cross. And now there's showstoppers out from Leaf, and it lands on the Shazam. Opper gone. Tin's quick to trade, but Poise has an op in a very unorthodox angle at B main, and you have to feel like he's probably going to get at least 1.
An off angle for sure. They take down Sick. That's a lot of utility off the board. The heal as well. Going to be peeking over the top of Nebula Smoke. Dapper
big trade.
Able to trade it back, but Poise still quick to find 1 as Tens looks to hop onto the side. 63 health. He does have a Devour available, so should he find a kill, things could go his way, and there it is. The kill picked up, but still low HP, and Mitch picks up a double kill. It's multi-kill Mitch doing it again, but he doesn't have the health for this fight. Only 35 as Zeta looks to back him up, and Zombs to find the kill. The fault line as he's stunned up. Zeta will take him down. 7-0 we go.
I mean, Zeta, such good utility there. Big stun I thought there was still some hope when Dapper was able to get the instant trade on the poise. That was actually very impressive. But again, it's Mitch, man. Mitch has been so big in some of these late round situations for Cloud9 Blue throughout this game. Like, just when you thought that, okay, Sentinels, they're starting to get some space. 10 gets a big pick there on the floppy. You're liking what you're seeing. And then Mitch says, nah, I won't be allowing that. And then Zeta will get the close. And so 7-0 shutout so far from Cloud9 Blue. No credits really available for Sentinels. They're going to have to go for the pistols and the Spectre. And we're even going to see a pause as they try to talk things out, because things are just not going well. No one's really lit the world on fire here for Sentinels on this attacking side. They've been really halted on all fronts. I mean, I'm trying to... What, they have 18 total kills on the entire team? So it's just not going well.
A fair assessment. It is not going well. It looks like Cloud9 Blue, at least not at the halftime, but in between games, did find that Michael Secret stuff, that Bugs Bunny water we were talking about, because they've come into this one absolutely swinging. It is going to be another eco round for Sentinels, so it could quite possibly be an 8th round for Cloud9 Blue. Sentinels is definitely a team we can never count out when it comes to talking about these eco rounds, because they just find ways to get it done. But Zeta has also been getting it done, and it looks like he's about to get it done once more. Tends to peek, the spray to come down, a huge gravity well. Not going to find too much more, though. Just a bit of damage. There's the aftershock to try and push everybody away, and if you're looking for the element of surprise, that swings the way of Zeta.
9 Blue continuing the winning ways. Kind of expected in a round like this where Sentinels just do not have much firepower to put forward to kind of threaten. Now Leaf could get blindsided here by this V-Lobby. Okay, there it is. That's a Vandal for Dapper. I thought he had turned around just in time to catch it, but Dapper still wins the duel. And again, that puts the Vandal in very capable hands. Zonslow has a Spectre, and this round gets interesting all of a sudden. But Floppy battling back well with Zeta.
Oh, another neural theft for Dapper here for the information. Unfortunately, he's the last one standing and doesn't have the timing in a 1v3. He's eventually to fall as Poise, I believe, netted himself an operator here in this round. 8-0. If you want to make things look similar to the last Sentinels, you got to pick up 4 in a row. And it starts right here with a very hurt economy if they do not win this. Rifles and an operator across the board.
Yeah, things are looking quite grim for Sentinels. They do have that first map safety net, so I mean that's certainly kind of playing in their favor. And again, they still get to play their own defensive side, which is very powerful, almost equally so to Cloud9 Blue, and they've done it for longer as far as matches played. So still some work for Cloud9 Blue left to do, but they have already put so many steps in the right direction. That's a big kill, though, from Tins on the Poise. Poise has been money so far this half. That's a big miss. That gives a big opportunity. Sick will build off of it with that wall boost. And what has happened? This is such a different tone of a round.
And it just feels like a different Sentinels team coming into this one off the back end of a tactical pause. As we say it, though, we jinx them a little bit. They are worse for wear. 8 health on Mitch, 39 on Leaf. It is a 2v2, but this Phantom, a stray round surely to sit down both of these players as they look to make a play through the back halls, coming through the fender side at spawn. Aimbot taken down, Paint Shell to try and clear things out. Lockdown to go through, but Shazam closes it out. Sentinels finally on the board. That's a huge round to win.
That was such a nice aggression there. They were able to beat the timing as well on the Paint Shells. They also riddled that lockdown useless, so a big ult off the board now for likely the rest of the half for Cloud9 Blue. All started with that opening pick from 10, Sick quick to follow up, and they just kept the good times rolling, so they finally get around on the board. They've been silenced for so long, but now they've shown up. And again, this is kind of like deja vu from their previous meeting. You know, the 8-0 start, but then the run back from Sentinels. Will that happen again, or do Cloud9 Blue have a different script they want to write in this story?
Ooh, nice trip. Gonna stop Leaf from pushing up too close. Dapper now knows he's not safe where he stands, so he's gonna take his leave. Rapwire gonna bring up the rear just in case anybody tries to push on after him. They look to link up towards mid. It's looking like a B split. An operator in the hands of Shazam. Should anything be found here? Sick puts the wall up. Not gonna be on top of it this time around. The gravity well. Not gonna get any value there. Another star to go through. A nano swarm just to stop the push. And Cloud9 doing a pretty good job of buying time.
Oh, absolutely. They're doing exactly what they need to do to build time for rotations and gain information. Yes, Sentinels do have a bit of map control, though. They have Vince, they have Mailed, they're starting to put that pressure on B Heaven. Leaf, though, is here. He has been absolute money. That stun and paint shell combination is so damning. Leaf gets 2, but again, you got to give credit to Zeta for helping set that up. They could not escape. Such a good timing.
And Zeta's been an absolute madman with the utility this game. I think maybe 1 or 2 fault lines haven't found their mark, and one of them did tag a teammate, but they still found the kill either way. He's just been absolutely huge. Now Dapper trying to match that same energy, pushing towards that spawn in the B stairs. B Heaven stairs, excuse me. Not gonna grab it, neither is Shazam. Leaf with a nice little 3K there. The paint shells and the rifles coming online. And that's all you could ask for from your breach.
This is so beautiful. That stun, no escape. Good night. That won the round, hands down. It was very much up in the air up until that point. And again, this just goes to show how Cloud9 and Blue are just winning in every element of the game. Whether it's little gadget plays like that in the mid round, whether it's early round picks, whether it's retakes. They've only fallen short 1 time. That was a retake in a 2-on-2 where Sentinels just catch a great timing in the back halls. Other than that, it's been basically perfection.
Well, the slow game not working. Cloud9 bought a lot of time in the last round. Sentinels looking to take the fight right to him here. And another labored by only a couple of rifles, but the blades online for Shazam as he dashes onto the site. Poised. A little bit of friendly fire, but he's finding kills towards the back. Picks up a 3rd, and Mitch is there to back him up. Now Sick. Not long for this world. It's a 3K, it's a 2K, and it's double digits in the first half for Cloud9.
Cloud9 look unstoppable on this split defense, man. Again, you're getting the great performances out of the stars you would expect. But again, it's Poise's recovery. We talked about how he had a quiet first map, but he has come right back into full force here on this defense. Up to 12 kills right next to Leaf. And then Mitch at 17. Proven that he is very capable in the fragging department. Again, he is the one guy still left from Cloud9 Blue in 2020, and he is definitely still finding a way to help the team out in this Challengers run.
Last round of the half means more mid-aggression. Right click and go wide from Poise. Only gonna find a bit of damage. Leaf picks up 1, but 2 HP separates him from being 6 feet under. Shazam forced to use that tailwind to get away. The classic around the corner and the right click. Gonna find the kill. So a nice little upgrade from Stinger to Vandal, but just damage taken for no real reason.
How does he not avoid that? Sentinel's able to try to get a res, but Zeta comes at just the right time, and he quads in just a blink of an eye, and then the ace! How has he done that? What?
Switching sides.
Are we... Did that just happen? I need confirmation, because I don't believe it.
That just happened, and the only thing that would have made that better is if he would have ripped off the Rolling Thunder at the end, but Zeta has just been so huge. We just talked about how big of an impact he's had as the util guy, and then he makes us eat our words and says, hey, I can also frag as well, and finds a huge ace on the last round of the half. And before, you're asking a whole lot out of Sentinels to try and match, right? Before it was 8-4, 8-4 on defense, but 11-1, it gets a whole lot harder, and the pistol really sets the tempo for the rest here.
I mean, you feel like a Cloud9 went pistol, it's over. Like, how could you possibly come back if Cloud9 Blue go up 12-1 after what we just saw?
That, it has to be demoralizing.
Oh, yeah.
To not only be 11-1, but then to go down like that at the end. You use the resurrection and 5 quick kills. Now, fortunately, one early one put Sentinels ahead for just a moment. It's going to be traded back. Poise runs down Shazam and picks that kill up. The A site looking the place to be. Zom's the only one holding it down for now. Gravity Well gonna try and buy some time as the flashpoint goes through. It's the Frenzy to come out on top, but Dapper's there to trade it. Now playing out towards elbow. It's Zeta again. A right click sits down the Cypher. The spike soon to be planted, and it's all up to 10. So needs to find a couple of grapes to pop here with the ghost in hand, but he's just gonna get run down. Finds the first, can't find the next. Cloud9 Blue 12-1. They pushed a map point.
Match point.
Well, You know, they don't say, they do say, excuse me, that it's not over until it's over, but it does feel pretty over.
Yeah.
Like, it's about as close to over as over gets until it's actually over.
And you see the Tetris slash, I guess, like the Tetris of the money, the economy for Sentinels, trying to figure out how to get everybody in a decent spot. And,
right.
this is very daunting, although the Sheriffs can get a whole lot of work done. Gonna take Dapper here right off the rip. Unfortunately, gonna go wide on that shot. Just gonna get run down by Leaf, who's taking his position on the site. Needs to work through the cyber cage here. Able to pick it up with the paint shells again. And Poise right behind him. The duelists go right back to work to try and close this one out. And they're looking to do it in flawless fashion. Shazam, full HP, playing up towards heaven. The spike now planted. Zombs slowly bringing up that rear. Both playing towards this B heaven area. Mitch, the first to contact on Shazam, takes quite a bit of damage, but Poise just runs him down right into the face. It's not flawless, but it doesn't matter. It's 13-1 as Cloud9 takes the map 3.
Bruh. I mean, I still haven't recovered fully from that Zeta ace, I feel like. Like, I know it's like several rounds later, the map's already over, but I am still taken back from that moment. I mean, what a brilliant defensive side for Cloud9 Blue. Getting up one round only the entire match. I mean, if anybody had like any type of thought like, oh, I hope that they can keep their composure after, you know, making a comeback and falling short at the very end, well, you just got your answer. They said, absolutely, we're taking this thing. And what a storyline this sets up now, Tanner. Obviously, the desk will be able to break it down further, but you essentially have Sentinels, the cream of the crop of NA, the default best, against this dark horse run from this new Cloud9 Blue roster. Both teams now one map away from solidifying their spot to Iceland. And so it'll either be business as usual, Sentinels continues their storyline of dominating the region, or you have this crazy comeback kid story for the Cloud9 organization, who started out in 2020 as one of the top teams, consistently placing top 4, winning a couple of titles at some events, to falling apart, unraveling, and then now just kind of winding everything back together right when it matters most for our first international LAN event qualification. So, man, I mean, you couldn't ask for like a better movie story than this.